Hi, I'm Tom Waite from GundogTrainer.com. Today we're going to discuss proper collar conditioning of your dog. Electronics are a big part of training, and especially a kind of calm, collected way for the owner and the dog to become one and bond together in the training process. We can do a lot with electronics in training that used to take a lot more physical man-to-dog or hand-on-hand correction. Today we have Hope. She's a 7-month-old English Pointer puppy that realistically has had none of this work done with her. A lot of the dogs you're going to see in our training videos are going to be dogs that you as dog owners or pet owners are going to be able to relate to. Dogs that haven't been trained for periods of time, dogs that are as green and fresh as the dogs that you will be working with. This video is going to be part of our 15-minute trainer or 15-minute trainer video series on collar conditioning your dog. Later on we'll discuss particulars of collars, but today we're going to walk through and talk about the electronics in training and how to do it properly and correctly to have a good positive effect on your dog. First and foremost, to start off with, how you put the collar on your dog makes a large difference. I like to take a dog and hold him in this kind of position where I'm in charge and I can take the dog and slide the collar on. Electronics have to be snug on the dog. They don't have to be tight where the dog has a hard time breathing, but if they're loose and the contact points do not touch the dog, you will not get any sort of effect from the collar. Now, we're going to work on the hear command as we're collar conditioning. Part of the reason we're going to do that is because it is a command. Since she's been a puppy, she's at least heard and acknowledges. So when working on conditioning the dog with the collar, I want to use a command that obviously I'm going to use throughout her life, throughout training, throughout hunting, throughout even those 8 months of the year when the hunting season isn't open. So we're going to start off by giving her an opportunity to kind of move around freely and do what she's going to do. One thing I need to note also is we start on a low level. The collar has to be on the lowest setting possible before we move ahead to find out where this dog is at. On this particular collar, the levels go from 1 to 6. We're going to start on a level 1, and we're going to use continuous stimulation. Continuous stimulation, to be clarified, is the stimulation we give to the dog. They get the stimulation or the pressure for a period of time from when we press the button until we let off the button. Momentary stimulation, to clarify that, the dog, no matter how long we hold the button, just gets a very quick stimulation and a quick response. We want to teach these dogs to turn off the pressure. Now the pressure in this case is going to be the stimulation, low-level stimulation. Now notice I'll say low level throughout this video, but every dog is different. Every dog has a different means and a different way of dealing with and associating pressure and stimulation. This particular dog, we may find out, is on a level 1 or a level 2. You may find out a different dog, and we're going to bring another dog out in a minute, is on a 3 or 4. By starting at the bottom, meaning 1, the lowest setting, we're going to give ourselves the opportunity to see how the dog responds and reacts to what we're doing. By using that continuous stimulation, we're also teaching the dog that they are, in essence, turning off the pressure. By the dog turning off the pressure, it doesn't have an effect, a negative effect on the relationship and the bond between me and the animal. Because in essence, this puppy here doesn't know that I'm giving her the stimulation, but she knows that if she can turn off that pressure of the stimulation by doing what I'm asking of her. One other thing I want to note also is the old adage of shock collar is not what we're using here. These collars are not meant to shock the dog. They're meant for stimulation, and used correctly, that's what we're going to give, low-level stimulation. Now we're going to go ahead and start with Hope here. Give the dog an opportunity to get away from you. Kind of walk her around. Let her think it's everyday life. We're going to give her the stimulation, and then we're going to give her the command at the same time. Once she makes a move to come towards me, I'll release this pressure. I use the term here. Some are going to use come. Here is what we're going to be using today. Hope here. Stimulate. She gets the pressure, but it's obviously not enough. Now we're going to go to a level 2.